So we swing this one round. Turn this one to its previous position. And get on with it. I was very pleased recently. I was looking something up in an etymological dictionary. I discovered that the standard shortening for Proto-Indo-European is pi. So I think the word I was looking at was mole. It said from Proto-Indo-European, from pi, M-E-L-E. I was like, oh wow, pi, that's great. Oh, I suppose you'll be excited about the piece of information, but I thought I would impart it to you. This is, in fact, interesting enough, mallet is the diminutive form of the word maul. So a maul is a large hammer, a mallet is a small hammer. All from Old French, M-A-I-L, I think we pronounced mail. Me. And hence we get mallet, small, and maul, large. And the verb to maul is literally to hammer. You know, maul as in to scratch, like you might say he got mauled by a bear, is from the term to hammer spikes, wooden pegs into something to split wood. And it was first used as a verb in the late 1600s. Actually, I have a huge boner for etymology. I love it. Ducati, excellent. Well done.
Signal 4, Lara. What are we looking at?
We're looking at myth, except it's real. They're all here. The court of Camelot.
You're sure about this? King Arthur, who wast verily of ye loins of Uther Pendragon?
I've no doubt about the authenticity of this tomb, Alistair. Arthur was the 11th century figure that became legend.
Wait, so he's 11th century?
I don't know, Lara.
Excalibur, the sword in the stone. That's how it always goes, isn't it?
Pardon?
Swords in stones, Alistair. They're part of the monolith. There wasn't just one Excalibur or one Merlin. We keep seeing swords and deises all over the world because they were everywhere.
So, you're saying that everywhere they went, they raised up kings, shaping the course of human destiny?
Well, it's a possibility.
Who? And what happened to them and their swords?
Perhaps they're in Avalon. It's as good a place as any. Except our Merlin was killed and our Excalibur was left in pieces in the hands of the locals.
So where's Avalon?
I don't know. On the other side of the looking glass, perhaps?
Alice in Wonderland reference, like it. So you notice we've just established that she believes that it was 11th century. They're going to frankly contradict that in the most appalling fashion, surely.
It says Bedivere returned a fragment of Excalibur to Arthur after the other pieces were carried off by the knights.
Where did they go? To find Avalon, perhaps. The quest for the Holy Grail. Lancelot, Galahad, Percival, and Bors. Their tombs are empty.
It says this fragment was left with Arthur to help him leave this mausoleum when the time came. Perhaps it will help me instead.
Oh yes, draggable objects, love it. Now, this is one of those fucking annoying puzzles that drives me out of my mind because there's absolutely no reason to believe that ringing this bell will achieve anything. I assumed that we had to use the bell, somehow to knock the bell into that door to smash it open, or something, because its weight raises it up. But in fact, it's nothing of the sort. You have to ring it by using your chandelier swinging techniques from earlier. So we set off the chandelier, to and fro it goes, jump up here, and drag up the bell. Doing. The bell has no tongue either.
Arthur Pendragon, King of the Britons. I wouldn't take Excalibur if I didn't need it so. I hope you can forgive me.
Lara, there's something going on up here. Alistair, you see that? See what?
Zip! Alistair! Zip, what's happening?
Uh-oh, the boys are in trouble. It's time for the big enlightened girl to come save them. And time for a truly infuriating boss fight. Deaths here are truly random, so I'm not really sure if I'll be able to make it through that time, but who knows. Oh look! A huge snaky thing! Rawr! bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. Perfect. As you can see, obviously pulling this drops the cage on its head. Duh. Most random puzzle ever. What are these cages here for? What are those things here for? How can anyone have operated them without a magnetically powered grapple? This thing's spittle is very, very hard to dodge. E-cage. There we are. Till it smashes each one after you've done it, so you have to go to the middle one. I wonder if he's going to gobble me again. Excellent. Yes! Victory over you, you green-eyed freak. Perish, be gone. Mysteriously teleports when he dies. Thank you, sir. I'm missing in the way of goodies. 1 bronze, but I believe I know where that is. I like the boss fight music though, very dramatic. Now, I'm sure you were struck, as I was, when that turned up, what the fuck has it been eating? Because it's huge, and something that big is going to need a lot of food. I don't know, I don't think they really have an explanation for that. Although we do... Wow. That was amazing. I don't think I've ever died that way before. Go me. Am I missing something? I've never died that way before. Oh, she just refused to lock onto it. Curious. Wonder why. So here's a slidey part. Jump. And iterative cutscene, excellent. No, this one just turns up nowhere, just obviously just acknowledge it's there. This one's eyes don't glow green, so we have to assume that it's maybe the mate of the other one. But again, what the fuck have you been eating, buddy, to get so large? I had a fantastic time in the Natural History Museum. I went there, inspected the statue of Charles Darwin, sitting on his dais as ever, glaring down into the hall. I was very sad to discover that the cast, the bones of Diplodocus in the main hall are actually all a cast. They aren't real. This has shattered my... Well, when I was 7, I went there, I was like, wow, whole dinosaur bones. That was really awesome. And then I discovered that actually they weren't real. I also managed to, in the shop, there was a book called Appropriately Dinosaurs. It was absolutely enormous, maybe about 3 foot tall. And it had been reduced from £50 to £20 because it was so enormous that no one wanted to buy it. So I obviously had to buy it because I thought it was so excellent. So I now have a gigantic book on dinosaurs that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with. However, it is fantastic. I mean, it's a very good book on dinosaurs, but yeah, it's dinosaurs. And of course, I have to make the point that Dilophosaurus was the best dinosaur. It did not have a frill, it had ridges on its skull, and it could not spit poison. Fuck you, Jurassic Park. Oh dear. Faded red circle means their centre of mass is not in your view, so you'll miss most of your shots. Okay.